Morning folks, how are we doing? I'm back here again with Boogie because honestly I've kind of dropped off the face of the earth a wee bit. I've had some issues in the background as you may hear. There might be some pops and crackles occasionally on my microphone, unfortunately. I've been having issues with it. I got to replace them. The replacement also was having issues with it. I think it's just the brand, so I'm trying a new brand. So I'm waiting for that one to arrive, all that kind of stuff. So I thought I'd come up with some Boogie videos, I guess. I'm still working through the Lolcard podcast. I kind of had a bit of a snag. I recorded a couple of them, but I wasn't really sure how much I wanted to put them out, so whatever. This is Things Are Getting Better since the documentary. It's a rambling video he put out recently. It is 6 minutes 48 seconds long, so he still apparently couldn't even get it up to the 8-minute mark, which is, like I said, I've never really thought Boogie is super bad off for money if he isn't even getting his videos up to the 8-minute mark, where he can potentially put a mid-roll ad in, so he is kind of like cutting himself off at the knee for earning extra money. I thought, why not? We'll go in, we'll watch this. This is one of his most viewed videos in a very long time. I think it's about 60-ish thousand views, which is very good compared to his video views since the documentary, because he did have that momentary rise of popularity where he was getting actually decent views for a lot of his videos, including some of his gaming videos, which was actually surprising. But very quickly the view counts just started dropping and dropping and dropping, and then he seemed just to start moving away from like the documentary footage. He wasn't putting up any more extended scenes. So yeah, let's get straight into this, guys.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie290 today, coming as always into the power of the internet, and this is my rambling series. This is my vlogging series in which I talk about life, the universe, things around me that are particularly interesting to me, what's going on in my personal life. And
the one thing I'm kind of interested about this is after the documentary came out, and obviously he lied because he said he was done with the drama. That was him moving on. He wanted to make his content back to where it used to be. He wanted to make it about video games and all that kind of stuff, and not talk about himself, not talk about his drama or anything along those lines. Even like his live streams recently have been moving a lot more towards video games. So he seemed like he had actually been able to do that, but now he's just kind of fallen back on it. Obviously on Twitter, he never really changed. He was always like fully embroidered in like drama every single day, but he kept his YouTube account fairly free of it. So I want to see, is this really drama-full? Is he correct that things are actually getting better since the documentary? Because some ways they are, and some ways they're not.
This used to be a huge staple of the channel. I used to do it at least once a week for the most part. I've really scaled it back, and moving forward, I want to do one of these maybe once a month, probably at the beginning of every month. So if you're somebody who got really used to the series, you really like this series, tune in at the beginning of the month, you'll find one.
That's an absolute love it. He tried this previously with the rambling, because he's obsessed with the rambling content, because obviously he's a narcissist. So he is obsessed with the rambling content, because he obviously likes talking about himself more than he likes talking about anything. If he's on the Lolcard podcast, he will start talking about a topic. He will somehow always make sure to be able to like move it back to being about him in some way. It doesn't matter what it's about. Somehow he will get it back to being specifically talking about him, or talking about himself as like a surrogate for whatever it is. So he'll talk about something when it's very clear he's just talking about himself, that kind of thing. So he's always wanted to do this. So he moved the rambling to his members only. Back when he was like really trying to push membership on the account, and this is back when he claimed you're gonna get members only videos, you're gonna get members only weekly members only streams. Then he changed to monthly only streams, and then it was for 100 members, and it was 200 members. He kept changing the goals because obviously he doesn't really want to give anyone content. But he did a couple of rambling ones, and he said he was going to release them back to the public because people are unhappy having to pay memberships just to see some of his content. And he said, okay, I'll make them all public, and my rambles, because you guys insisted, I guess I'll make them public again, because he's always wanted them to be public. Like, it really felt like he was just doing it for a backlash, because he kept asking people over and over, like, would you rather this be free, or would you rather pay for it? And, like, everyone obviously said we'd rather have it free, because if you ever ask anyone would you like to have the steak for free, or would you like me to pay me for it? 99.9% of people will say, yes, please give it. If you're going to do it for free, just kind of just have it for fucking free. So I felt like he really wanted to do it, so he could use it as an excuse to do the rambling series again, because he knows he gets a lot of pushback for doing them. So I think he just wants like a reason to be able to do them. I was like, well, my fans told me they wanted me to do it.
So it's been 1 month since the documentary came out, and things have changed a lot. And believe it or not, almost exclusively for the better. This was
like... Have they? Like, firstly, have they changed a lot? Because they don't seem to have changed a lot. And secondly, he was like hinting that his cancer had gone to stage 4. And he was like making out on the Lolcard podcast, especially at the start, that he was like fucking minutes from death. That his medical insurance was going through the roof. It was getting even higher. The medication costs was getting even higher. Everything like that. Because he was like falling apart, and he was basically done. You know? But now everything is for the better. Everything's changed for the better.
It was meant to be kind of my Andy Kaufman moment.
Oh, fuck
where
off.
we created something so weird
Oh, fuck
and so
off.
bizarre and was such a complete
I'm sorry, just fuck off. The Andy Kaufman thing is embarrassing. He's tried to use this for years. Like, actual years. There's every time he gets caught out in something or something, he tries to do something and it goes the wrong way. It always is, I was trying to be Andy Kaufman, guys. I was like, yeah, but you would have, if that's true, you would have stopped trying to be Andy Kaufman the first time it fucked up. You wouldn't keep doing it over and over and then just keep going, oh, it's being Andy Kaufman, guys. Because by this point, you know it doesn't work. Like, it doesn't work. People don't take it as such. People don't see it as, you're trying to be Andy Kaufman? Oh, okay, that's fine. So you would realize, oh, okay, this isn't working. I'm not actually Andy Kaufman. I haven't made anything funny. It's just very blatantly obvious. I fucked up, and I'm trying to use, I was just being Andy Kaufman as a get-out-jail-free thing. Because remember, this is him explaining that he wanted to be held accountable for his actions, and he wanted to put the drama to bed. That's what this documentary is about. It was about showing the true, real him. And now that it backfired on him, it's, well, I was being Andy Kaufman, guys. You can't hold this against me.
own that I didn't think anything positive could come from it. But certainly a lot did. And I think most people are going to think I mean in terms of like view numbers, subscriber numbers, in terms of financial compensation. And sure, those numbers are up. And that's great. But that's definitely not what I'm talking about here. Putting this documentary out there, putting this information out there has allowed me to just like come entirely clean, admit my mistakes.
So he's being, okay, so even in this video, he is both being Andy Kaufman, like an exaggerated, over-the-top, ridiculous, caricature of himself. But it was also him coming clean and admitting his faults and being totally open with the audience. Like, he can't be both at the same time. It just doesn't work. Guys, I was being so genuine and open with you guys, and I was really showing my struggles and everything I was going through and really exposing the real me and just, taking accountability for what I was. But it was also being Andy Kaufman. And anything that you want to mock me for, well, you can't because it was just a joke because I'm being Andy Kaufman. It can't be fucking both, dude.
Admit my faults and just feel a lot better about it. It also has left
By
me
also
feeling
being
like I
Andy
don't
Kaufman.
have to keep any secrets anymore. No more like double life bullshit. The person that I'm dating.
When the fuck did he ever have a double life? Like, when did he ever have a double life? The double life shit, I guess, is like the sugar baby shit. Because he kept trying to like gloat to like the randos on Twitter whose attention and like praise he desperately fucking wants. That is like, by the way, guys, I'm a giga chad. And I'm fucking girls. And then everyone's like, oh, okay, another sugar baby. Then it's like, no. This one's like actually my real girlfriend, and then turned out it was a sugar baby. And just repeat that for like 4 years straight, and that was pretty much like Boogie's like secret life. So he kept like trying to convince people that he was like a giga chad who fucked on the regular and didn't have to pay for it. And then he did this documentary where he like stated that, okay, yes, that was me paying for hookers. I spent $200,000 across like 4 or 5 years. But then he came out afterwards like, actually, I didn't. Actually, that's all a lie. Actually, I didn't. I actually spent only like 30,000, 40,000. Actually, only spent like that amount, and it was actually to like put autistic kids through school. Yeah, that's the real Boogie, guy. Because obviously, like I said, there's nothing about accountability. There's nothing about showing the true you to it. You had to lie repeatedly and just change your story when something made you look bad. Ugh.
The life that I'm living, the way that my brain works, the way that I act, the way I spend money, all this, I am open about it entirely.
You're open about it the entire time. There was no real new information there for anyone who actually watched Boogie. I don't really think I got any new information from the entire documentary. That was the thing. You got conflicting information, which is the stuff that I'm working on in my video. But it's like, you got conflicting information. You didn't get, like, new information. Like, it's like, I spent my money on sugar babies. It's like, yeah, we know. But you're just going to change how much you spent on them every single time you talk about it from the future. Because that's what you do. You lie constantly. It's like, well, I also bought video games. It's like, yeah, we know. Like, we can see the we can see the shit in your background. We know you spent it stupidly on video games. I didn't pay off my house. Yeah, we know. We know you didn't. Oh, I lost lots of money in crypto. Well, yeah, that's what you've claimed, and we're aware of that because you've made several videos on it now. You told us about it and tweeted about it and talked about it on every single live stream. So we know. It's like, what was like the new information that came out? Even the shrooms information was just recycled content from like 2019, where he's already made all these claims before, or even late last year when he was also making claims similar to this, but it was about speaking with God. Like, what was the new information we got from this thing?
And I don't feel any guilt or fear or any of that with it. I'm just irrevocably myself now.
Well, you clearly do feel guilt and fear because you've changed the story. Like, if you didn't feel any guilt or fear or anything and it was about accountability, you wouldn't have changed the story. You wouldn't have come out afterwards and said, I was being Andy Kaufman, also I wasn't, this was me being real me. You wouldn't have to do both, because you're obviously feeling fear about it, because you're trying to both play it off as being real, but everything that makes you look bad was all Andy Kaufman and just a joke.
And it turns out I like who I am. I could use some improvement for sure, but for the most
part,
but
okay.
I like the person I am. One of the coolest things about the doc is
I just don't get why you would. That's probably like really fucking dicky to say, but like I really just don't get why you would. There's really nothing likable about it, you know? But he's like narcissistic, so I understand. He does think he is like the peak of humanity. He does think he is like the alpha male of all alpha males, and everyone wants to be him. Everyone's jealous of him. He's made those claims before. So like, I guess for him, he probably does think I'm just such an incredible person. That's why I like myself. But I think for most normal people, it's like, what is there to actually like? You know, I think you could understand someone saying, I'm jealous of Boogie from like 2017 or whatever, back when he had a wife or he was making like hundreds upon hundreds of thousands a year. I understand people saying that they're jealous of him back then. But like now he has nothing to be jealous of. And there's nothing likable about him. His entire personality that everyone knows online now because of the documentary, but he's trying to say, well, everything you think you know because of the documentary is all Andy Kaufman. Everything positive was me. Everything negative was Andy Kaufman. Is that people see him as manipulative, a liar, who doesn't like women, you know, like all that kind of shit. That's how people view him now. So I don't know how he'd even watch the documentary and come away and say, I think I'm quite a good person.
Said everything that needs to be said. So I don't feel this constant need to try to control the message and talk about it constantly on Twitter.
This video came out like a couple weeks ago, and he fucking constantly, ever since the documentary came out, he has been fighting people on Twitter. Like this whole like, I'm such a changed different person that it is just make believe. It's not true. He spends as much time as he did before on Twitter arguing with random people. It hasn't changed.
And talk about it constantly here on YouTube. In fact, I've barely talked about it on YouTube at all, instead focusing on the other things I'm interested in.
Yeah, like
if
Twitter.
You look at my uploads from the last month, I have definitely uploaded some leftovers from the...
He's still doing like I don't know, like community drama stuff, which is like fine, whatever. He has uploaded like a lot of stuff that is like a follow-on shit from the documentary. But he's made his own recent content, but it hasn't performed very well. Like, you know, 19K or 12K, those are like pretty bad numbers. 21, 22, those are really bad numbers. Why I Love Dogs so much, 21K. Pokemon, he made a clickbait video on Pokemon, and it's like 29. It's oh man, the view count has been terrible for everything, like not like documentary related, and it's not great. It's fine that he likes this, but when he starts making videos like this again, you realize it's like, oh, he's slipping. He's heading back to just talking about this shit because obviously he wasn't getting enough attention through his normal shit. So he wants to start talking about his personal stuff because he knows it always gets views, because that's actually something because like his hate watchers are not going to watch Black Friday gaming deals Target, but Walmart Black Friday. No one's going to watch this who is like a casual viewer or like a hate watcher. No one's actually going to sit down and watch this shit. When he has like a 12,000 pounds of men, his Boogie's friends thing, where people are 100% going to watch that just to laugh at his friends even, 30K is pretty fucking bad.
The documentary. But I've also been talking about, you know, commentary stuff, things going on YouTube, video games. And some of these videos have done better. Some of them have done worse. But I've just...
Most of them. When I got to the point of the documentary, where it's like 270 things talking about his girlfriend. Because like there is a suspicious thing that his girlfriend has stopped kind of appearing constantly. Like, for ages, his girlfriend was in every fucking thumbnail. It's one of the reasons why I just didn't want to cover him anymore. Because his girlfriend was, like, constantly in it. And she's just uninteresting. She's a prop in the video. She's a prop of Boogie being like, hey, guys, I have the sex sometimes. Do you believe me yet? So, like, when I see that, I'm like, oh, okay. I'm not merely interested in watching you try and pretend to have chemistry with someone, you know? But I think he kind of needs to start doing that again, because people care more about her right now than they care about him, because like she's actually kind of more of the freak show now than he is.
Just enjoyed making them, and I feel like that's the key to all of it. If I enjoy making it, maybe you guys will enjoy watching it, and everything falls into...
Oh god, that fucking return home shit, that was bad views. I can't believe did he make that 6 videos? I always thought about going back and just doing like a recap and like watching the full thing, but it's clearly him trying to get as much money as possible. So like 9 minutes, 8 minutes. I don't know why that one is 7 minutes 54. He could have made it 6 seconds longer and got like a mid-roll out. 9 minutes 50, 8 minutes, 8 minutes. These are all like just like this one is like the oddity, but they're all around the point where you can stick a mid-roll ad in. So he's obviously cut down the videos quite a bit to try and make them fit around this. It's just, like I said, this one's just, like, absolutely fucking weird.
Place. And look, I'm not like these modern day YouTubers. My videos don't look like everybody else's still. But if you watch these videos, you'll see I'm actually putting time and effort and scripting and editing into these videos, and instead of dreading it and hating it, I've enjoyed doing it. So I'm hoping my videos will keep getting better. Hell, hopefully this one's better than the last rambling video, at least by a little bit.
It's not.
Another good thing that happened.
It's not. It's literally the exact same video.
Because of the documentary is the Lolcow podcast finally got off of the ground. And this has been a place where I can talk about my personal life. I can talk about the drama. I can talk about anything I want to talk about and keep it off of my main YouTube channel. And not only that, and Keemstar is going to get mad at me for saying this, but this is a place where I can get my Andy Kaufman-esque stuff out.
Fucking hell. I can't believe we got 2 Andy Kaufmans in one video. And I was like, guys, have you caught on yet? I'm being Andy Kaufman. Are you gonna actually believe me yet? Are you gonna actually come on, please, come on, I'm being Andy Kaufman for you guys. I don't know why he's bringing up the Lolcow podcast at all on this, because this is like where he says like, oh, I'm meant to be like being over the top and everything like that I wouldn't be on my main channel, but you're still like promoting it on your main channel, which is weird. Like I said, I would understand if it was like a totally separate entity that had literally no crossover. It's weird that he talks about this on his main channel to promote it when this is the type of stuff he doesn't want to be on his channel.
Can make a mountain out of a molehill for the purposes of drama, for the purposes of entertainment. That doesn't have to be on my channel anymore.
You forgot the entertainment, though.
Another crazy thing that I've seen is people coming out of the woodworks to say that we want to help. And if you're watching this video right now, if you've been watching my videos for the last few months, you're already helping. That's all I would ever ask.
Okay, bro, can you like rein in the parasocial shit like a fucking considerable amount? This is the guy who calls his trolls parasocial, and he is seriously sitting here to guys, you've already helped. It's like, bro, come on. I want to know who's actually like reached out to help you. Not this fake shit where you're trying to suck up to your audience. Like, I actually want to know who's actually reached out to help you.
Or need anyone to do. For those of you who want to go above and beyond, there's all kinds of things you can do. You could book a cameo.
Are we seriously getting a fucking e-begging section in the middle of this?
I'll just link that all down below. You don't have to sit through a big e-begging spiel here. You know what to do if you're motivated to do it. And look, I'm hesitant to even put this in the video, but not everyone.
I'm hesitant to even put this in the video. This gives me the massive vibe. So remember the proof video he did where he said like, God, giving me strength to upload this video, that kind of shit. It gives me like just massive fake vibes. Like, oh, I'm so worried about even putting this in the video. It's like, then you wouldn't put it in. You're drawing attention to this because it's the most attention you've got. Even more than the documentary. The Moist Critical video on him is like way more attention than he got in ages, and Boogie only cares about attention. That is it. He can't handle negative attention, but he just is obsessed with attention, so he will still fucking bring it up.
Got what I expected them to get from the documentary. Some people took it uber seriously. Then there's a lot of people who are trying to poke holes in it. Then there's people who started, face baseless rumors because of it. What? And then, very fairly, there's plenty of people that have been...
What the fuck is he talking about? The people who are trying to start baseless rumors. Like what? Like what? I don't know. He's like such a passive-aggressive, like, fucking teenage girl when he talks about this shit. That people who took it too seriously. It's like, it's a documentary that's meant to expose the real you. Like, so yeah, like, most people would take that seriously. You just said, like, it was about holding you accountable and, like, revealing your true self. And now you're like, oh, people took it too seriously. It's like, but that's what you just said it was. It was to reveal you and to hold you accountable. No, so it's not serious. Oh, was that the Andy Kaufman bit? Like, just anytime anyone like criticizes it because they criticize you, oh, that's I'm taking it too seriously. Because I was being Andy Kaufman, guys. Except to you, my fans who are already helping. I was being genuine to you guys, not to anyone else. Because Boogie seems to think that if you like. If you like fucking watch the video, you will get like you're a hater. You watch like a different version of the video or something like that. That's why he like pictures in his head.
Critical of the documentary itself, and also being critical of me and the things that I did to make this documentary, or the things that I did inside of it. And you know what? All of that's fair. That's when you create something like this, you put it out into the world. You have to expect.
It's weird that he's saying this whilst playing Moist Critical, because he came out and he like acted like he cared and understood Moist Critical's opinion, and he totally accepted it, and he did this like. The kind of embarrassing long, it's like, if I'm not allowed to post a video, can I maybe leave a tweet? And then he like left this big spiel, pretty much accepting everything Moist said about him, all that kind of shit. And then he went on Twitch afterwards, and I pretty much disagreed with everything Moist said about him, or said, that's in the past, or I have cancer, or I have autism. He that was actually it. That was his response over and over. It's like, yeah, past tense. Yeah, past tense. I have cancer. I have cancer. I have cancer. I have cancer. I have autism. That was seriously his reaction to like everything fucking Moist was saying. And then he went on Lolcow podcast and then said, oh, Moist was lying. Moist doesn't even feel this way about me. Moist was actually lying about how he felt about me. So it's really weird to see him try and like say this about Moist, about how he's like, I accept what they say, and they're being justifiably critical of me. But then the local podcast say, well, actually, to be fair, Moist critical lied. He doesn't actually believe that about me. He actually thinks I'm a great person, which is like similar shit that he said about me, where he said like, oh, that darn Irishman. He doesn't even believe what he says about me. He did actually say that about me. That I don't believe what I say about him because I'm just like, I don't know, in love with him, and I want his attention. That's his attitude towards me, is that I make up shit because I want his attention, and I don't even dislike him. I actually think he's great.
Stuff like that, and I certainly did, and I'm not bothered by any of it. The important thing is that this allowed a lot of people...
If you weren't bothered by it, you wouldn't feel the need to rewrite it. I don't even need to say more than that. If you weren't bothered by it, you wouldn't feel the need to rewrite history constantly.
To learn from my mistakes. This allowed a lot of people to see me for the flawed individual that I actually am. This allowed me to get over all of this.
As if no one knew that Boogie was like a massive flawed individual. Yeah, that's why people think you're shit. That's why people think you're manipulative and like weird and rude and creepy and everything. That's why people don't like you. But I love you take this documentary. It's like the first time anyone saw that he's a bit fucking weird.
Anxiety and fear and self-loathing that I had going into this thing, and it's allowed me to concentrate on what is effectively...
Surely you should come away with more self-loathing, because like the documentary painted you as like a terrible, awful person. Like, especially when you see the reaction to it, and it is for so many people, like people who would never cover you, to talk about you in like a terrible way, or like Most Critical, who's like generally quite a neutral guy, to come out and say that you're actually a bad person, like all of that shit. Surely you should come away from it being, well, actually, maybe I'm worse than I think I am. I never thought someone would come away with it being, you know what? I'm better than I thought I was, because everyone thinks I'm terrible because of me showing the real me.
A new start. Sometimes you just got to burn it down and rebuild. And that's what this has been for me. Wow. A lot of people believe in second chances.
I love his like zoom in, like he's giving like an actual like uplifting speech at that point. Like this is the serious line, but guys, gotta burn it down and start again. And then he didn't. He's literally sitting here talking about it still. He got his only real boost in views by continuing to upload about it, over and over again. He didn't like start anything new afterwards. He started talking about video game stuff more, but more. It's just more. It's not like it was a brand new thing he started doing, because he's always been talking about video game stuff. Just usually he did like more personal stuff and less video games. Now he's just reversed it, and that's it.
I believe in second chances, and I'm very fortunate to have got second, third, fourth, fifth, 10th, 20th, 100th chances. Yep. But I think we can all agree.
Maybe that's because you're a bad person. This is why it doesn't work when you're like, I actually think I am a pretty good person. If you need 100 chances, you probably aren't a good person. If you need that many chances, you need people to give you that much leeway, you probably are a bad person.
When it comes to this whole YouTube thing, this is my last chance. And I'm going into this last chance with one thought in mind.
Fucking last chance again. I want to be
as entertaining as possible. I want my videos, I want the podcast,
try to be.
I want my internet presence to...
Then just try to be entertaining. That's it. As long as the short of it, it's like, then just try to be. It's like, when I'm watching like the Lolcow podcast, and Boogie is always the least fun bit about it, that's a problem. When he's always coming out and he's always being like really scripted and like always trying to like spin conversations to like talk about himself or to talk about how good a person he is or how great he is, and or like anytime he wants to make a self-deprecating joke, it's like, I spent lots of money on hookers. But then you're just like, bro, I remember when you talked about that on the podcast and you instantly downplayed it because you're trying to make a joke about it. But if someone actually then laughs at you for it, you actually go, well, actually I didn't actually. And it's like, oh, well, there's the fun gone. Like, just actually try and be entertaining. I think that's the key to it. Actually try. You just aren't really trying to be. Like, I have nothing more to say about that. I feel like that's really all you need to say about Boogie, is that he's just not really entertaining. He just isn't. There's really nothing there. It's why people only tune in for his like drama videos or his rambling videos, because he's not actually an entertaining person anymore. There's nothing funny about him. He's just like bitter and jaded, and you constantly see like the rage behind his eyes. Like even in this video, you're just sitting here and it's like, okay, you're just sitting here rambling about how good everything is and how great everything is, but you still have to bring up the haters for some reason. You're making up like a total like idealized version of yourself in your head that ever since the documentary you haven't engaged in bad shit online. You look really good and you think you're a really good person because of it, and so many people saw through this illusion of you. And it's like, none of that's real, bro. You pushed away more people. Your like to dislike ratio has got worse than it ever has been before. You pushed away viewers. You lost subscribers. Numerous people came out and made videos about you, telling you how shit a person you are. Even people who wouldn't normally cover you. It's not like normal trolls who came out of the woodwork to fucking shit on him. It's people like Moist Critical came out to like say how bad a person he is, or like Gamer from Mars or stuff like that.
Be amusing and entertaining, not sad, not feel sorry for me, none of this bullshit.
Well,
I want to do whatever it
that didn't work out.
takes to be entertaining. Let's talk about video games. Let's show cool aspects.
Remember the Lolcrowd podcast? He like immediately started off by like talking about like ending his fucking life, and then he started talking about how his cancer and he was having a bad cancer day. That fucking didn't last at all.
Aspects of my life. Let's just enjoy the world. I guess I'm in a pretty positive place right now since this doc dropped, which was surprising to a lot of people, including myself. But what's there not to be positive about? I've got a happy, healthy relationship.
Is it surprising to a lot of people? People haven't looked at him as being positive since then. He's had nothing but arguments and fights with people since then. Like, I guess it's just the power of like narcissism and like delusions of grandeur. I guess it just must be that. Because, like, where is he getting this from? It's like, oh, all these people are surprised at how positive and well I've taken all this. It's like, bro, you're constantly fighting. Like, I realize this is his YouTube persona, and his YouTube persona is separate to all of his other personas, because on Twitter, he's, like, having constant meltdowns on Lolcrowd podcast. He's having all those, like, super negative days and bitching and moaning constantly. On Twitch, he was bitching and moaning constantly. He was, like, doing reactions to, like, people's videos about him and to the documentary himself, where he was constantly lying and changing the story. Like, I guess YouTube's the only place where he's been consistent, but it's so weird because it's like, bro, it's not like the early internet anymore. Like, YouTube isn't separate to Twitch, isn't separate to Twitter. People probably follow you on all three, so they can see you on all three, and it's weird that you're trying to portray that YouTube is like the only way people are seeing you, so they must think this version of you is the only version that exists when we can see all the other ones.
I've got a beautiful home. I've got this audience. I've got this opportunity in front
For
of
how
me.
much
Not only
longer,
that,
though,
I
bro?
hope that I've shown you that positivity in terms of the videos that I've created for this channel. I hope you find them entertaining, because I'm finding it a hell of a lot more fun to make it. So that's going to be the rambling video for December. Unless something drastic happens,
Unless something drastic happens, I guarantee we're going to get another one before the end of December. I guarantee. We're going to get another one before the end of December, because, like, it's him. He will chase the views. He will chase attention for fucking anything. The other videos are really underperforming. This one, like I said, has got a, it's like 3 times some of those other videos. So he's definitely going to do another video like this.
See you, people who tune into the personal stuff in January. I hope you can forgive me for choosing to do it this way, but I just think it's what my
I hope you can forgive me. Like, his like really theatrical, like, I'm so nice and so humble voice is just like really bizarre, especially his lean into the camera with his slight squinty eyes, like he's trying to be like a soft, gentle man. It's like, bro, you're just like really obvious. You're really blatant. I can see through it really easily. It's just like, okay, bro, I get it. You're really trying to portray I'm so humble and kind and softly spoken. And if you guys can forgive me about how I've portrayed this information, like, it's just like, yeah, okay, mate, I get it. You're trying really hard. I'm sure it's probably worked for a couple people, but like for the majority of people, they can just see through it. It's why everyone keeps saying you're really manipulative.
career, my situation, my life, my mental health needs. I just want to talk about other stuff instead of me for a change, and I hope you can understand. I'll see you.
Imagine even having to say that. Imagine even having to say that at any point. I want to just talk about something that isn't me for a change. That should be a wake-up call. For most people, they'd be like, ugh. Did I really say that? Did I have to say that? Did I feel the need to say that? Oh, that's bad. Maybe that's really bad. And then if you watch him on the Lolcrowd podcast, the entire thing is about him.
In January. Let's try to have an amazing Christmas, guys. As always, thanks for watching. I love you very much. And I was...
Wow, fantastic. This is the greatest thing that has ever existed there. Yeah. I have nothing else to really say about it. It's not impressive. It's not overly great. What? The World Burns, Power of the Internet, episode 4. This must have just come out. How the fuck's that episode 4? Turkey Tom was episode 4. Oh, okay. I'm going to have to check, because I'm assuming he must have deleted the Turkey Tom one again and pretended it's not existing again. Because like the first one was like that random guy, second one was Jacob Cardback, third one was Keemstar, fourth was Turkey Tom. This would be episode 5. I'm assuming he's just deleted the Turkey Tom one again. Holy shit. Oh, embarrassing. Because he had deleted it initially and he unprivated it a while ago. I can't believe that. Has he actually just fucking deleted the Turkey Tom one again and just uploaded this as episode 4? Fucking crazy shit. Alright, well, guys, this is a wee short video. Just try and tide you over just whilst I get everything sorted in the background. I don't want to record my big actual video until I get a replacement microphone that isn't popping and crackling every once in a while. Just, I don't know, it's just something that bothers me a wee bit. So I just want it for like an actual like real video, not just like a wee reaction video like this. Hopefully going to try and get a live stream up here in the next day or so, just to catch up with you guys and to talk about. It's an audit thing that came out recently. That apparently is pretty good. So we'll maybe see you on a live stream to have a wee chat about that. A couple people have asked for it. So that's gonna be the video. Have a good one. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye.